everybody, this is Isha Snehal and you are watching Snehalji 101. This is not an ad because if it was, I would have been a billionaire by now. Just kidding. I just got my COVID-19 vaccine right here. I did. And I just wanted to share a ton of information with you guys because I know that you've been trying to scramble data, information from here and there, and I want to share whatever I know with you guys. Let's do it then. Let me tell you that all of this information is from reliable resources like CDC, actual trials, and none of it is actually false information. If you do have any questions and concerns or if anything like that, please reach out to me and we'll clarify that. Alright, let's get straight into it. So the two kinds of vaccines that are super popular and kind of trending right now are Pfizer and Moderna, and they're earning billions of dollars from different countries worldwide. Pfizer requires 2 doses, first dose and 21 days later the second dose. Moderna requires 2 doses as well, first dose and 28 days later the second dose. Both of them give you immunity about 7 to 14 days after the second dose. How does it really provide immunity? Let's talk a little bit more in detail. So a lot of people are concerned that, oh my gosh, if this vaccine introduces virus inside the body, we'll get infected. And that is shitty business. Let me tell you that these vaccines do not, let me repeat, they do not introduce virus in your body. They do not introduce virus in your body, and what they really do is they introduce mRNA inside your body. What is mRNA? It's actually genetic material composed of RNA, which gives a code to cells to produce protein. You know, like how coding works? When you code in something, you create a program. Similarly, mRNA gives the code to the cell to produce protein. So these vaccines introduce that genetic material in the body, which is in a coating, and when they enter the cell, it will produce a protein which is literally on the top of the virus, and that protein helps the other cells of the body to recognize that, oh my gosh, this is something foreign, it's not supposed to be here, right? And since it is not supposed to be here, we're gonna fight it off because this is our home, and damn it, you should get out of here. So all of the body cells, the immune body cells, they start producing immunity against it by producing a lot of antibodies against that protein. So it's just that protein that gets made, which eventually gets destroyed once the antibodies are made. So it's just a way to trick the body to say that, hey, we kind of showed you something foreign and you gotta make antibodies against it. Okay. The next question everybody has in their minds is that, should we receive a vaccine if I've already had a COVID-19 infection? And the answer is yes. So when you had the infection, you mostly had a natural immunity towards it, natural immunity against it, and it didn't work. So you got the infection, and natural immunity usually wears off very quickly. And because that wears off quickly, you will no longer have immunity against COVID-19. So although a lot of people don't end up getting the infection again, but some people still do, and which is why you should get this vaccine, because this vaccine has been seen to kind of last 3 months of or give 3 months of immunity to a person. Who receives this vaccine? Who should receive it first? So of course, like health workers, because they are in contact, they're exposed to COVID-19 every single day. But after that, it should be people who are residents of long-term care facilities, older people who are more likely to die with comorbidities and serious illnesses. So we would definitely, and I think governments are definitely looking to kind of help those communities first and then kind of bring it to other people. What are the side effects of this vaccine? Well, since I just received this vaccine recently, I have no side effect yet. But the side effects to COVID-19 which are known are muscle aches, sometimes fever, sometimes chills, and that is just because your body is kind of releasing these cytokines or inflammatory markers inside the blood, and that's causing you to fever. But most likely it's going to be the side pain and a little redness and swelling. But if you continue to have that redness and swelling for like more than 24 hours, then you can always check in with the health department that gave the vaccine to you. And the point is that I'm sure like most of you would have had some kind of vaccine at some point of time. If you developed, like you do have side effects even after you've had that vaccine beforehand. You might develop side effects later on with the same kind of vaccine or like something else. So you can always like reach out. It's like the same thing, guys. It's not anything different. It's a vaccine and you might have side effects from it. And if you do, you have to just report to the doctor. Don't get scared of it because you have received so many vaccines in the past. You have no idea about. And you didn't care less. So the thing that I was actually going to talk about, and I've actually already talked about, is when do you really develop an immunity? So it's been seen that people develop an immunity with Pfizer vaccines about 7 to 14 days after the second dose of the vaccine that you get. And to be really honest with you, you might get infected even after getting the vaccine. Like if you got the vaccine today and tomorrow you got in close contact with a person who has COVID, then you will get infected or you might get infected. So let me tell you that even after you get the first dose, you should not, absolutely should not, let your hair loose and literally stop wearing masks and stop hand hygiene and all of the good things that you've learned in 2020. You have to still believe in it. You have to continue believing in it throughout your life, dude, because infection is an infection and you can get it from anywhere. I mean, of course, like after a certain point of time, when we really develop herd immunity, these regulations will ease down a little bit. But at least till then, please still do the social distancing, still wear masks and still perform hand hygiene. And this is the summary of the entire thing. Get vaccinated, but still be careful. Until and unless we all, at least most of us, get the vaccine and effectively develop some immunity towards it against COVID-19. I am so grateful that these things are happening. This is like hope for all of us, and I mean, I'm so grateful right now to just science and how humans have been able to do these incredible things in the world and continue to do so. It just also gives you hope that at some point even you can be part of bigger things, and this is definitely a big thing in our lives that we literally are experiencing history right now. We're going to tell the future generations that something really shitty happened in 2020 and we kind of conquered it, right? We went through this difficult phase and we could come alive, hopefully. All right, with that, see you soon. Bye-bye. Happy holidays.